I am as God created me. This is such a beautiful statement and such a beautiful, what are these, lessons, verses? But it's just so wonderful that, yes, this is a statement that's going to be used all throughout the rest of the course. It's going to come up a lot. You're going to love it. But it is something that, as it states, this is what it is. And it can be as simple as just recognizing you are who you are supposed to be. And that's a pretty amazing thing. It's like, if I'm at fault, or if there's some sort of fault with who I am, then it is up to my Creator, not to me. So, of course, you're going to be juggling around with what's a creator and who's in a what, the how many, and all those different things. But to simply recognize, to actually recognize, I am as God created me, is an extremely powerful, eye-opening, life-changing recognition that it's not personally changing, it's not personality changing, it's not adjusting who you are, it's what you are. It is what you are. So it's not about shifting, it's not about changing, it's not about trying to be just the light or anything, or trying to be the dark, or whatever you are, trying to be something, trying to be a teacher when you're not, or trying to be secluded when you're not, or trying to be this or that, or trying to fix yourself, trying to be a better person, or anything like that. Now, of course, there is a journey. There is a journey because you have been on a journey, and you've been digging yourself into a little hole. You've been digging yourself into this hole called your personality, and you've been trying to make a pretty good personality. And you probably have succeeded. No doubt about that. Making a wonderful personality. But in the sense of, we actually want to realize that what this is talking about is what we really are. And who we really are. So this surpasses all that we've made ourselves out to be, and all of the shiny and wonderfulness, which it refers to as an idol. And in that same sense of other ideas of what you think the Son of God is, or who the Son of God is, having all these other ideas of it and saying it, well, it's them and not me, is an idol. And that we can make them all beautiful and shiny and make them the most loving thing and everything. And yes, they are the Son of God too. But it does not exclude you. And this is where recognizing that it's time for you to recognize that you have this perfection within you. And it is attempting to be revealed through you, as you. I know it's such a powerful statement. Like, through you, as you. I just think of... Like, this isn't about awakening to find someone else on the throne. This is about awakening and finding that you've always been on the throne, metaphorically speaking. But this reality is the discovering of what you actually are. So yes, it starts out with simply recognizing you are unique and you're meant to be. And you can't do anything about it. And if you are trying to do something about it or trying to change it, then you're not embracing what you've been designed to be. Just say, like, Devin is what a Devin does. You know, Devin does what a Devin does. I don't care what it is, right? That's what Devin does. Devin does that kind of stuff. It's a unique thing. It's how Devin talks. It's how Devin is. That's just what it is. Embrace it. Instead of denying it, rejecting it, distorting it, trying to change it. I am as God created me. So even if you might understand that as what the Christ is and what the eternal perspective is, and not really having to do with your little self, that's great as well. Recognize what that is a natural thing. It does not require your force. It does not require you training or learning how to do it or be it. It is already in you. It is already there. The only training and that journey that we mentioned is the process of coming back from what you've made yourself to be. You've made yourself into a pretty good personality. Now you're coming back, recognizing all that you have made yourself out to be has all been just polishing rocks. Clay, to be exact. The clay of your human being. You're just polishing it and shining it and making it, trying to do, you got to do with what you got, right? With what you're aware of. This is not your fault. Okay? So recognize that there is a truth that does not spoken in this course, that is not with the words. I am as God created me does not imply that you have free will. You might believe you have free will, and that's part of the problem. You're kind of misunderstanding that yes, you've been given the experience to have free will, but you did not create yourself in what you are to do, what you are to be. The experience of say, Devin having free will and choosing this or choosing that is like in a video game. You're programmed to do it. You don't really have choice to do it. You think it's your choice, but only when you think you're the program. Devin is the program. Your person is the program. This was made to be a specific thing in this story. But what you actually are is not what Devin is not what your person is. What you actually are is, of course, beyond this. So that, and recognizing, it applies in several different layers. I am as God created me, the program, so let it be. And let it be the best it can be. I am as God created me, the Son of God, let it be. Let it speak and known through you. Let yourself recognize yourself. Let your program realize who is playing the program. Who's playing this game? Who's living this life? Who's doing this? I love this stuff, man. I love it. So much that we can talk about and get into with this lesson, and we just want to emphasize that regardless of how you understand yourself, the depth of your understanding is not really up to you. The depth of your understanding is something you've been created to understand. You've been programmed or developed in this specific fashion to grasp what you've been able to grasp. Inspired to do what you're inspired to do. Inspired to share and create in the ways in which you've been sharing and creating and consuming. That you are a development. And this whole development, regardless if it's a person, a world, a son of God, and a dreamer, is all the will of that God. The will to explore and find out what it is in every variation possible. You're doing a good job.